Alright friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video for you guys about a specific project that I've been following that we're going to get into. It's been going on for a few months. It's called Message to the Martians, or Message to Martians. So I wanted to talk about what their new character launch means. Before we get into that, just wanted to thank you for watching this video. We're up to 19 subscribers now, so still going pretty strong. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet, I'm hoping to make more, instead of just market update videos and what projects to mint like everyone else is doing, I'm trying to do more project analysis videos. So, I'm thinking about doing one on the littles, and I did have one on the noundles already. So that's kind of the stuff I'm trying to go for because I feel like a lot of people are doing those just update videos. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely subscribe to the channel. Also got an upgraded mic. You can probably see it slightly, so hopefully the sound quality is a little bit better. Before we get started, of course, do your own research on all these projects. None of this is financial advice. I'm just kind of interested in the NFT space, and so giving my thoughts on some of these projects. So the project we're going to talk about today is called Message to Martians, and this is their website. It's actually just revamped. And so I'm going to go through kind of what it was, historically, like why I got into it and how it kind of works. So this project actually was around, I've been probably in this project for a few months now, which is kind of weird in the NFT space. Originally, I got into it because I saw a Mev Collector getting into it, and it had a pretty big spike, so I actually paid, like 0.2 to get in. But the way it works is it was actually two NFT collections after the mint. If you minted, you got airdropped the second collection for free, and it actually took a while to mint out until it kind of got picked up. So the first collection was a space capsule, and this was very loot-esque. So I was already a little bit hesitant because the loot derivatives are a thing of the past now. But I saw a bunch of people getting in, so I got in. And, it's basically what you'd expect, a bunch of words on a black screen. And what I did end up learning was that you can figure out which ones were rare. So if something's had mineral sample like +1 or invisible shuttle +1, or if there was like a specific word in here, those things were more rare. I wasn't really going for that. I was just going for, just getting one off the floor, but a lot of people were. And the second thing you get is a transponder, and it just said transponder new or old. And with this transponder, you could actually go on their website and utilize the transponder to write a message on their website. So that was kind of cool because you saw all these messages coming from different people. It would not change the utility of the transponder. And the reason these things were interesting were a couple of things. So one, the dev for this is the anonymized dev. So people were already intrigued that, this person is, relatively trustable, has been involved in great projects and was really active, and they had a good moderator in the community, and so people wanted to get in because they were like, if this is anything like anonymized, it could do well. But the second thing was, at some point they were going to build a thing where you could essentially combine a space capsule and a transponder to mint a character, so we've been waiting for that for a while, and they've been teasing things in the Discord, and the things they've been teasing is your characters will look something like this. So they're pixelated, they kind of look nice black and white, and you'd be able to kind of combine the two things. But then they were creating unique characters based on NFTs that people owned, so popular NFTs, like so these are the ones that they have. So you got Cool Cats, you got Creatures, you got the Doge Pound, Subducks, Kaiju Kings. And so if you also had one of these NFTs, you could make a special character that would look like this instead of the base set of characters. The base set of characters are here. So these are the base set of characters. So people were super excited about that, which makes sense because, people already love these NFTs. They're recognizable, and just seeing them in this new format kind of is intriguing. And we didn't know if having one of these characters would also make your NFT more valuable, which a lot of people think that it would. Right now we found out that it doesn't. It just depends on the stats in here. But nonetheless, people were really excited about this. So anyways, these actually tanked for a while. So if you look at the activity, you can see that, they were all the way up here in 0.25, and then they went down all the way down like 0.03. Transponders even more so, because there was some confusion on new and used transponders, even though the utility was the same. But they went all the way down to 0.01, and especially during the bear market. So if you were to, use that time, you could have accumulated a bunch of these things. But regardless, in recent days they announced that their characters were coming out early before December, and so these went back up. They were trending on Icy, people got in, and then today we're at the day where you can actually go ahead and make your own character. So I'm going to walk through what it means to actually make a character. They made this really good guide, and I think we can just kind of walk through this, and that'll give you an idea of what this is. So overall, this is a character project that has a utility token called MES. You can see I'm having some yield here because I have a character, and then the MES can be used to do other things, so upgrade your characters and things like that. So the first thing is it's deflationary, so you'll have to take your transponder and your capsule and add them together to get a character, and that actually burns them. It sends it to a different wallet, and so they can't be used again. And that's cool because you can imagine that another play would be to not do this and not use these two and then just hold your transponder space capsule. And ideally, these would go up in value because the supply of the loot, as they're calling it, space loot, will go down. So once you do that, you'll get a character. It's a little bit not super expensive, but it does take 3 transactions to do this because you have to approve both of these and then you have to actually mint the character. I paid about 0.04 ETH to mint one character, which I didn't think was that bad. And then you can also, if you wanted to do a specific character, if you had one of these, you can also add in the ID of like a Kong, for example, and your output would be one of these characters based on the NFT that has to be in your wallet. And you can only mint one character per tribute ID. So I thought this was interesting. And then the interesting part, so these are, again, the randomly assigned base characters that you get. I think I just got like literally this one or something. So something really, really basic. I was really hoping I'd get an android because they look cool, but I didn't. That's okay. So then you have your character. Then what happens? Ooh, why did this go back? Here we go. So MES yield. The characters are going to yield MES with a credit system. And so the credit system allows you to immediately use it in the system without having to claim it and send a transaction. So this is cool because if you have MES credit, you can actually use this MES credit in their system without having to claim it. So you don't have to waste gas if you're just using it in their system. I believe that if you claim it, it'll put it in your wallet, and if you wanted to trade it on like Uniswap or something eventually, but utilizing it within their system doesn't cost any gas. And the amount of MES that you get depends on these 3 things: your augmentation, equipment, and levels. So we'll get a little bit more into that. So augmentation, this is like kind of the new thing that they started talking about. It's a little bit complicated, but essentially every new character is going to yield 0.1 MES per day. And then you can augment a character, which essentially means adding to the character. So you can augment it by burning another character to your character, or you can add it with I believe adding another set of a space capsule and transponder to your character. So like right now my character is augment 0. It's earning this much yield per day, and if I wanted to make it an augment 1 character, I'd have to burn another character to it, and they have a whole augmentation thing here that I can walk through. And the first one is free, so it doesn't cost any MES to do that, but then afterwards it costs MES. So you can see that this is kind of a longer play. To get to 10 MES could take time, and you'd have to have a lot of characters. And so this is what's going to get people into the system. And I also think that because MES, I don't think it's a staking thing. That's one thing that I have to figure out, if you only earn MES when you're delisted, but that could cause a supply shock. So that's another thing that I need to clarify with the team. And then and if you do use the loot to augment a character, it'll keep burning, so that space capsule and transponder will keep going down. So that's how you augment a character. And then augmentation has tiers. So once you augment, you can see the characters, like this person has like a mask of some kind, and so they'll kind of keep getting, they'll change, and all the art is on chain. And so you'll have to burn more characters to reach higher tiers. So this is pretty interesting because you can kind of remind me of a little bit of a Pokemon play where you can evolve your character based on other things that you have. And so what you also want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you augment the right characters, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, because remember that the rarity of your character is not dependent on what the character looks like, but what the traits are of the character. So for example, if you look at this character, this is what it looks like, and these are all the traits and what everything does. And so you can see that all of this comes from that space capsule. So if this had like a +1 or something rare in it, you don't want to make this into a doge just because you have a doge. You want to make sure you keep this as your base character and keep upgrading it. So that's something like, for example, that someone did that in the Discord, and so they wanted to keep their doge, but then they used a normal character to burn, and the normal character actually had better stats. So just be careful. The second thing you can do is you have equipment. So equipment is based on your space capsules, is what we said. And then each character has a total of 8 equipments, and you can upgrade those equipments to generate more mess. So the whole play is to generate more mess, and the idea is eventually I'm assuming mess is going to have some kind of more utility than just be able to upgrade. So you can do the same thing and upgrade your equipments to get more mess. And so this is just an example. And this +1, these zone moon things is what I was talking about, of rares and uncommons, and that's going to upgrade your mess that you yield percentage wise. And the last thing is levels. So you'll be able to use your mez yield and upgrade your character levels, and each level also provides an additional bonus of the mez that you collect. So and the bonus stacks multiplicatively with equipments. So you can imagine that if it's kind of a game plan that you want to prioritize what you want to upgrade, and you want to go all the way up on equipments first, or do you want to do all the way up on levels first. So you kind of have to utilize these, and I'm sure there's actually a whole game theory channel in the Discord, which I think is pretty cool, and people are talking about what are the best things to upgrade. So this is an example. I won't walk through this because it basically just talks about how you can upgrade your levels, and then it combines with your profile and equipments to give you more mez per day. And then you have some stats which come with each character. So you'll see their level, you'll see all their abilities and their HP and attack and all of this. And I'm assuming this is kind of interesting. I don't really know the use case of this, but I can imagine that this would be utilized further to have some battles or something. And it would be really cool if you could battle your character with another character and then gain something, either gain mez or gain a different character or something in the future. And then these are just future mez utilities. So race upload, race reroll, you can change your name and all of that stuff. So I think the future stuff is still a little bit uncertain, I think, because they've been working for a few months on just this part. But given that literally it's been 2 months and the team has been focused and getting the job done, and they actually put this out with a good dev, good moderator, I'm pretty bullish on this project. I only have one character right now, and so I'm gonna see what happens. I can imagine some people would probably want to get out, so this price may dip in the short term, but it could probably go back up. I'm mostly interested in this just from more of a development standpoint, and it seems like this team really has it together, and I really like that. So you can see this is, if you go to my character, this is my character, just a base level character. This is what the beam screen looks like, and beam is just mint. Took people a while to figure that out, but you would add your transponder number here, your space capsule number here, and you'd beam, and this would open up transactions in MetaMask. The first time you do this, it's 3 transactions, or you could do upload your own. So you would pick, oh, I have a cool cat, and then this is my transponder ID and capsule, and I would make this. This is the cool cat ID. So I would use your rare things, transponder capsule IDs on these character types, because that way you can have a cool cat that also has rare traits. And this is the augmentation thing. MS required. The first one's free, so you can use your credits here, and then you can augment a specific character. So I have one, and then you can also augment them with materials instead of burning characters to them. And then I believe this is the levels and equipment, so you can also upgrade those here. So a lot of this is built, which is nice to see in the first place, and it's a lot of these projects are coming out and they don't have actual utility, and so this project has been going for a few months, and so I'm pretty excited about it. I think people are also interested in this more. This isn't necessarily a game, but this upgrade kind of yielding tokens play right now, so I think it's a good time in the market, and especially because you have some good developers. So this is the anonymized developer, and they're all doxed here. Well, semi-doxed, so like there's a lot of Kongs people in the Discord. I just think it's a solid group of people, so that's why I'm pretty interested in this project and just to see where it goes. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. Hopefully that was helpful. This is kind of a complex project, so if you have questions, like definitely leave them in the comments below, or you can find me on Twitter. I'm OXAP on Twitter as well. Um, and I'm happy to try to answer them. And I think if you do have questions, it'd be great if you just hop into the Discord. The Discord's super helpful, so you can also do that. But hopefully this was a useful video. If you did find it useful, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm trying to come up with more of these project analysis videos for you guys. But that's all I got for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.